Tony Yoka scores a 10th round TKO victory over Dave Allen in only his 5th professional fight. Yoka was the super heavyweight Olympic gold medalist in Rio 2016. As I say, his 5th pro fight. They're moving him relatively quickly. He came in very good shape, 242 pounds. He's 6'7" tall. He's got very long arms. It says his reach is 82. It looks even longer than that to me. Perhaps he's just got very long arms, and there is a difference between arm length and reach, which I've explained ad nauseum many times before. But Yoka's arms look incredibly long, like almost unusually long. Now, he's trained by Virgil Hunter, and I saw several Tony Yoka amateur fights, not just his Olympic final against Joe Joyce, but many of his other amateur fights. And you can see that his style has changed in the short time that he's been working with Virgil Hunter. He has that Virgil Hunter style, that kind of Andre Ward-esque body positioning and stance. But as this fight wore on, and he started very sharply, by the way, he was picking Dave Allen off with good shots from the opening bell. But as this fight progressed, Tony Yoka's style and stance reverted back to his amateur style. And that can often happen, and that's perfectly natural and normal. It'll take a while for Tony Yoka for the Virgil Hunter style to be completely ingrained in Tony Yoka, because he's been boxing one particular way for many, many years as an amateur. He's 26 years old, and he was a very highly seasoned international amateur. So it's going to take a while for that style to fully imprint on him, the Virgil Hunter style. But yeah, he started the fight with the Virgil Hunter style, moving around, looking like a much slower, much bigger version of Andre Ward at times, picking good shots, looked very sharp. But Dave Allen, even though he didn't come in particularly good shape, 260 pounds, his chin was as tough as ever. And he marched forward. Dave Allen was letting his hands go. Again, despite the fact he was 260, he was letting his hands go more in this fight than we've seen him in many other fights. In the Dillian Whyte fight, for example, that was one of his first step up. That was probably the first step up for Dave Allen. He really didn't let his hands go in that fight. There was once or twice he threw one of those big swinging overhand rights at Dillian Whyte. But for the most part, he wasn't letting his shots go. Whereas against Tony Yoka, he was letting his shots go from very early on. And he did catch Yoka with that big overhand right several times throughout the fight, particularly when Yoka elected to stand with Dave Allen. So Dave Allen offered stubborn resistance. He gave Tony Yoka a good workout. I think Yoka was actually pacing himself in the fight because he was quite one-paced for the most part. I think he was pacing himself because he knew Dave Allen was tough after the first few times he tagged him, and he wasn't sure whether he'd be able to go the 10-round distance at a good clip. So I do think that he held a lot back in this fight. But as I say, he was way, way ahead in the fight. He barely lost the round. And at the start of the 10th round, the final round, you could see that Tony Yoka had loads of energy left in the tank, loads of fuel left. And he smiled, and he kind of looked very excited at the start of the 10th. And you could almost sense that he was going to go for it. He was going to try and knock Dave Allen out. And that's exactly what he did. He went out at the start of the 10th round. He started emptying the tank, and he got Dave Allen in trouble very, very quickly. There were very heavy shots going in. And some people have questioned Tony Yoka's power. But Dave Allen's got a good chin. Nobody's ever put Dave Allen on the canvas. Not even Luis Ortiz. All right? So when Tony Yoka started opening up, them shots were hurting Dave Allen. That's as hurt as I've seen Dave Allen ever get in his professional career in the 10th round. And yeah, it was the 10th and he was tired, but Yoka had done 10 rounds too. And it just made me think that if Tony Yoka had opened up on Dave Allen like that earlier on in the fight, he probably would have been able to get Dave Allen out of there sooner. But again, he was thinking about his stamina and, not knowing how things would go. Whereas in the 12th round, he knew that he could make it through. In the 10th round, he knew that he could make it through the 10th, even if he didn't have much left in the tank. So he went for it, and yeah, very, very heavy shots were hitting Dave Allen. He was in serious trouble. He was backing up. He looked very, very buzzed. And I think the referee did the right thing in stopping the fight, because Allen had been taking hard shots all the way through. But in the 10th round, when he was tired, and a big man, I don't care what nobody says, if a big man like Yoka, who's athletic, starts, really loading up on his punches and hitting you clean like that, that's dangerous. Yeah. I think Yoka's power, when he sits down on his punches, I think his power is decent. I mean, Dave Allen has proven he's got a good chin before. Yoka certainly had Allen in far worse trouble than Dillian Whyte did, for example. And Dillian Whyte has decent power. I think Tony Yoka's power is probably better than Dillian Whyte's punching power, when he sits down on his shots anyway. So, yeah, we track the progress of Tony Yoka with interest. A former Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist for France, trained by Virgil Hunter. So, yeah, I'm very interested to see how his career goes. I think joining with Virgil Hunter was the best move for Tony Yoka. Based upon what I saw of him in the amateurs, he's a tough guy. I'm not saying he's got an iron jaw or anything, but I mean mentally he's tough. And he's more of a technical guy. He's more a guy who's going to outbox you rather than blast you out. So going with a Virgil Hunter, I think, is a good idea, because Virgil Hunter is going to work on strategy a lot. And I'm not sure how well the Hunter style translates to a heavyweight the size of Yoka. Maybe a heavyweight who was around 6'3", 6'4", with a bit better speed and coordination. That is someone who the Virgil Hunter style would work better with, I think. But, be that as it may, Yoka has what he has. He's a very tall guy, 6'7", extremely long arms. He kind of looks like a giraffe in there at times. No disrespect. So he has to make, he has to do the best with what he has. And I think Virgil Hunter probably is the best choice for him in terms of a trainer. So, yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys thought of Tony Yoka's performance against Dave Allen. I don't know where Dave Allen goes from here. He's picked up several losses now, couple of draws, taking a lot of punishment as well. Needs to move his head, needs to develop a defense. Can't be getting hit with the kind of shots that Yoka was hitting him with all night. Guy of that size, loading up and cracking you with. There were vicious punches, particularly in the 10th round leading up to the stoppage. There were vicious punches from Tony Yoka. Allen can't be taking shots like that for his whole career. He'll be eating his meals through a straw within a couple years if he continues on like that. So please, Dave, develop a defense, for your own health. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below, people. It's happening. I'm out.